I want to guess something about you. You've thought about investing, maybe more than once. You opened an app, maybe you even watched a video like this one before, and then you closed it and did nothing. Not because you didn't understand it, because some part of you decided it wasn't the right time yet. Here's the thing nobody tells you. It's never the right time. There will always be a reason to wait. The market's too high, the market's too low. You want to pay off one more debt first. You want a bigger emergency fund first. You want to understand it better first. I've heard every version of that sentence and they all end the same way. Another year gone. Same $0 invested. This isn't a knowledge problem. If it were, one video would fix it. This is a nervous system problem, and once you see that, everything about this starts to make a lot more sense. Stick with me for the next couple minutes because the reason behind this is stranger than you'd expect, and it explains almost every excuse you've ever told yourself. Your brain treats an investment loss almost the same way it treats getting chased by something dangerous. That's not just a figure of speech. Behavioral economists have actually measured this. Losing money hits your brain roughly twice as hard as gaining the same amount feels good. So when you picture handing your money to the market, your brain isn't doing math. It's running a threat simulation, and the safest option according to that simulation is always to do nothing. Doing nothing feels like safety. It is actually the most expensive decision you can make. While you're waiting for the fear to go away, inflation is quietly taking a bite out of every dollar sitting in your checking account. The risk was never investing. The risk was sitting still. Let me give you an example. Say there's a guy, let's call him Danny. Danny has a decent job, no crazy debt, and about $4,000 sitting in a savings account earning almost nothing. Every few months he'd open an investing app, stare at it, feel his stomach tighten, and close it again. He did this for 3 years straight. 3 years of feeling like he was being responsible by waiting. Here's what that waiting actually cost him. If Danny had put that $4,000 into a simple index fund 3 years earlier at a fairly normal historical return, he'd have had roughly $1,000 extra dollars just sitting there doing nothing but existing. Danny didn't lose money by investing badly. He lost money by never starting. Now maybe you're sitting there thinking, Bob, that's fine for Danny, but I don't have $4,000 lying around. That's the second excuse I want to take apart. You don't need a big number to start. You need a decision. I've watched people wait years to invest because they were saving up to make one big, impressive first deposit. That's backwards. The person who puts in $50 a month for 5 years almost always ends up ahead of the person who waited 2 years to put in one large amount. Time in the market does more work than the size of your first deposit ever will. There's a third excuse, and this one's sneakier because it sounds smart. I need to learn more first. I get it. Nobody wants to feel like they're gambling with money they worked hard for. But here's what I've noticed. The research phase doesn't actually end. There's always one more video, one more book, one more expert opinion to hear before you feel ready. For most people, that search for certainty isn't really about learning. It's fear wearing a disguise that feels productive. You can keep researching for another year, or you can learn the real lessons the way everyone actually learns them, by being in the game with a small, safe amount of money, while you keep learning. Now here's the part most people skip past, and it's honestly the only part that matters. So what does starting actually look like once you strip away all the noise? It looks a lot smaller than you think. It's opening one account. It's putting in an amount that genuinely wouldn't hurt if it disappeared tomorrow, even if that's $50. It's choosing one simple, broad, low-cost fund instead of trying to build a portfolio like you work at a hedge fund. And it's setting that contribution to repeat automatically, so you're not making this decision over and over again every single month. That's the whole first step. No complicated strategy, no 12-part system, just one decision made once and then automated, so your fear never gets a second vote on it. Think about it like getting into a cold pool. You can stand at the edge for 20 minutes psyching yourself up, imagining exactly how cold it's going to feel, dreading it. Or you can just get in. The water is the same temperature either way. The only thing standing at the edge actually costs you is time, and the discomfort you were trying to avoid shows up either way, just later, and with less time left to make up for it. I want you to picture 2 versions of yourself, 5 years from now. One version kept waiting for the perfect moment, the extra research, the bigger deposit, the calmer market. The other version opened an account this week and put in whatever they could. even if it felt small and unimpressive at the time. Those two people are not separated by intelligence. They're not separated by luck. They're separated by one decision that either got made or kept getting postponed. Remember Danny. The version of Danny who starts today is not smarter than the version who waited 3 years. He just stops letting fear make the decision for him. That is the only real difference between someone who's still stuck wondering if now is the right time and someone 5 years from now who's actually ahead. If any of this hit a little too close to home, you already know exactly which app you've been avoiding. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to open it and make one small move. And I mean, right after this video ends, not tomorrow, not after you watch one more of these. And if you're wondering exactly how much to put in and where that first dollar should actually go, that's exactly what we're covering next, so stick around for that one. I'll see you in the next video.